This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let me try to go for creating an order and run that particular cycle. Now VL01, so document type OR, and I'm trying to maintain our values. So there's our sold to party. Now maintain the material order quantity. So I'm trying to take 12 units. So okay, trade is the material. Now try to update the selling price. So if you get into conditions tab, update the price information PR00, and selling price I'm trying to maintain around 25,000 rupees over here for this particular material. Now once you maintain the selling price, get into schedule lines and check schedule line category need to be activated as CS is the first, and click on this purchase requisition. Check out all information is there maintained up over here. Whatever values you maintain it will be used for creating a purchase order. So check all this information has been maintained up over here. Okay. Document type user for creating a purchase requisition is going to be taken as NB. GR and IR checkboxes should be activated. Who is the vendor to whom the company is going to be placing an order? Check that information. And what is the purchase organization? So check these values, come back, edit, incompletion lock. Okay, long text need to be maintained. Let me try to maintain it. So if you basically get into header data, this is a place where we try to maintain it. Text tab, I'm trying to call it as third party sales. So maintain it, come back and try to save this order. Now, once you save this order, along with this order in the backend, a program is going to be running and a purchase requisition document will be generated. So to check out that purchase requisition document, you can simply get into change mode, get into details. So double click on this line item, get into schedule lines tab. Under schedule lines tab, check out the schedule line category CS, and a purchase requisition document has been generated. That's what we need to check out. If this purchase requisition document has been generated, our information from SD has been posted to MM. And MM team now is going to be responsible for placing a purchase order to the vendor. Now, how to create that purchase order is what we try to check it out. So to create a purchase order, we use a transaction code ME21N. So click on this document overview on selection variant and try to click on my purchase requisitions. So whatever purchase requisitions has been created will be getting displayed up. Select the latest one and click on adopt. All the data from purchase requisition will be getting copied up into our purchase order over here. Okay, and once it has been copied, close this one. Check out all the information. There's a vendor to whom the company is trying to place an order for. So check that value. What is the material quantity? And now, if you just come down, try to get into conditions tab and try to maintain selling input price. At what price vendor is trying to sell the product to the company. We try to maintain that input price over here. So once you maintain that input price, get into invoice tab and try to capture the tax code. Okay, maintain the tax code and try to capture the input taxes. So check this one and now come back and click on delivery address tab. And here it should be the address of the customer which need to be getting displayed. So in this third party sales, what happens? Company like vendor will be supplying the products directly to the customer, not to the company. So we need to check whether customer address has been displayed up or not. Done. So there's our customer number. So click on check to see any data is missing. Okay, no messages are issued, that's fine. And try to save it. The purchase order is going to be created by this particular step. Purchase order will be created by this particular step. Now, what is the next step? Now, once this purchase order has been created up, we need to perform statistical goods receipt. We need to perform statistical goods receipt. It's just nothing but getting a confirmation from our vendor that products has been issued to the customer. We're trying to perform a statistical goods receipt for that. So that is going to be the next step where we need to work out. So here I'm not maintaining that information. Hey, నీళ్ళు తాగు. Okay, here see, I'm trying to maintain the third step over here. Now vendor will issue the products. So vendor will supply the products to the customer. Okay. Now to record this one, we use a transaction code MIGO. We use a transaction code MIGO, which stands for goods receipt. It's just nothing but telling your company that product has been delivered to the customer. Okay, by doing this goods receipt, we try to call it as statistical goods receipt. You will be not seeing any stock getting updated up in the inventory. We're not going to be seeing any stock getting updated up in the inventory over here. Okay. Now we try to perform it with reference to purchase order. It is going to be done with reference to purchase order over here. Okay, now try to perform this one, and you need to check out movement type. Need to be activated as 101 plus. You need to check movement type need to be activated as 101 plus, which we call it as a statistical goods receipt. Now see how to perform this one. Execute transaction code MIGO. So copy our purchase order. Shit. Okay, just give me a second. I forgot to copy this purchase order document number. I'm just trying to copy this one. Now perform goods receipt. So when you execute MIGO, that's going to be the screen. So maintain our purchase order document number and try to click on execute option over here. So all the data from purchase order is going to be getting copied up. Okay. So how much stock? 12 units. So 101 plus is the movement type. You need to observe it, and you can see there will be no plant information, like no storage location, because we are not going to be physically receiving any stock. It's just a confirmation saying that vendor has delivered the products to the customer. Now check this information, click on item OK, check to see any data is missing, and once we get this message, click on post. Done. Now if you check out the stock for this, so get into MMBE transaction code for this particular material trade. If you're trying to check the stock levels, so there will be no physical stock which will be updated. Already the stock has been delivered to the customer. Now what is the next thing? Now once you're done with all these things, now try to perform invoice verification, MIRO. We are trying to cross-check the invoice issued by the vendor, and we are going to be posting it to the finance department for releasing the payments. Okay, so here that is going to be the first step. Vendor will issue invoice to the company. Vendor will issue an invoice to the company over here. This is the next step. Okay. Now, when we talk about this one, we use a transaction code MIRO, which stands for invoice verification. It stands for invoice verification, and it is going to be done with reference to purchase order. It is going to be done with reference to a purchase order. Please remember this particular point. It is going to be done with reference to a purchase order, not with reference to a sales order. We are trying to verify the invoice and update it to the finance department for releasing the payments. Now, how it need to be done? So here, enter our purchase order document number, click on enter, and just follow the error messages. So maintain the invoice date. So copy this posting date as an invoice date over here. And all information has been copied. Who is the vendor? Vendor details has been displayed up over here. Now, what is the next thing? Now, maintain the tax code. So whatever tax code we maintain in the purchase order, update the same tax code over here and click on calculate tax. If any tax amount is there in the purchase order, the tax amount will be getting displayed, otherwise no. Now copy this balance and paste it as an amount over here. Copy that balance and paste it as an amount over here. Okay, now click on enter. Now what next? You need to see balance should be 0 and messages should be off. That means there are no errors in this particular invoice verification document. And now try to click on simulate. We are trying to basically update the accounts. So click on the simulate icon. You need to check whether this is the account, vendor account to whom we need to do the payment. So basically check whether debit and credit checkbox, like debit and credit should be equal and balance should be 0. Debit and credit should be equal and balance should be 0. Now once you check it, click on post. Once you check it, click on post. Now we have updated this information to our finance team, and finance team need to take care of doing the payments to the vendor. Now, once done with all these steps, now what next? Now, company will be charging the customer. That is going to be the final step. Company will bill the customer. Company will bill the customer. Now, to perform this, we use a transaction code VF01 and a document type, billing type is going to be taken as F2 itself, which stands for commercial invoice. And it's going to be the concept of order related billing. The concept of order related billing. It's not the concept of delivery related billing. It's the concept of order related billing concept. Because there is no outbound delivery. So we are trying to perform billing with reference to a sales order. Now how to do this? So here, execute VF01 transaction code. That's going to be the screen. The order document number has been copied up, and once you click on enter, so all the values from order has been copied, like material, amount. Now the most important thing in this particular billing document, if you get into item data, conditions tab, you need to check the manufacturing cost. Now this manufacturing cost has been not copied from our sales order. If I open my sales order, VS02, if you get into details, here in order the manufacturing cost will be copied from material master. You can see 5,000 is the manufacturing cost, which has been copied from the material master. Whereas when you try to perform billing VF01, so here this manufacturing cost is being copied from invoice verification document. There's going to be the actual manufacturing cost. This value has been copied from invoice verification document. That is what they try to ask us in the interview. From where this value has been copied. This value has been copied from invoice verification, not from the sales order. And try to save this one. Okay. Now we are getting this particular error as well, error in account determination, which need to be resolved as well. Now, if you basically get into change mode, try to release it manually first thing. Okay. Now, in case if it is not getting updated, click on environment, account determination analysis, revenue accounts. So here, what exactly went wrong? No GL account has been maintained for this combination. Now, what is that combination? 0101. Okay, we need to maintain it, then only it will be posted to our finance department. So for that, get into VKOA. There's the screen, select the first table. Now try to maintain it. Now, first thing, already we maintain certain settings against our sales organization. I'm just trying to maintain it. Let me try to select the interest. So sales org, while Sam over here. So click on choose. Now select these three interests, what we maintain, copy it, and account assignment group, I'm just trying to change it to 01, which stands for trading goods. Okay, which stands for trading goods revenue. So maintain it. Now try to save this one. And finish. Now try to release it. So if you get into VF02 and try to release it, R0 in procedure, tax RO is invalid. Let me maintain it. FTXP, country IN, 0. Output tax A. Okay, now let me get into VF02 and release it. Oh, sorry. Okay, done. So it has been posted to our finance team as well. Now, if you look for the document flow, you can see order, billing, accounts document number. And the status is coming as not clear, because once we receive the payment from the customer, then only the status will be changed to clear over here. Then only it will be changed to clear. Until then, no. So there's a concept of our third party sales, the entire cycle, how to run and how to make sure. Now, as I mentioned, there are a few things we need to know. If you basically get into item category controls, VOV7, so pick up our item category, tasks. And if you get into details of tasks over here, now we have a field by the name billing relevance, which has been maintained by rule F, where rule F stands for order related billing. Rule F stands for order related billing status according to invoice quantity. Means what? If you maintain this one, your billing is going to be done with reference to order. And second thing, whatever the value you maintain in our invoice verification document, the input price is going to be copied into our billing document as VPRS. Will be copied as VPRS because of this particular setting, which has been maintained up. So always make sure this billing relevance need to be activated as F, and it's going to be relevant for pricing. It need to be marked by X. Schedule lines allowed should be active. because when like your customer will be not knowing that vendor is going to be delivering the stock to the customer. It is always going to be by the company itself. But actually what is happening in third party sales, vendor will be performing the delivery, not the company. So here I'm just trying to update it. Billing relevance need to be maintained as F, that stands for order related billing. Order related billing. And next one, scheduling categories. Now scheduling category over here has been activated as CS. Now what all information you want to update it to the MM team, that settings are maintained up over here in this scheduling category. So VOV6 is the transaction code where we try to define this one. VOV6 is the transaction code where we try to define the scheduling category. I'm just trying to open up. So if you get into VOV6, so pick up scheduling category, which is going to be CS. And if you get into details of the CS, now here you can see document type has been maintained as NB, which is used for creation of a purchase order, purchase requisition, sorry. Document type has been maintained as NB over here. That's the first thing you need to observe. And item category and account assignment group is going to be with reference to MM. These fields are not with reference to SD, with reference to MM. Okay, so item category need to be maintained as 5, third party, and this account assignment category need to be maintained as 1, third party itself. So check these 3 fields are maintained. Then only your purchase requisition will be getting created with reference to sales order. Okay, purchase requisition document will be getting created with reference to a sales order. So that's a one. So here, what is the document type used for purchase requisition? NB. Then next one, item category. So item category will be maintained as 5. This stands for third party. Stands for third party. And account assignment group. This account assignment group need to be maintained by rule 1. This stands for third party. So these are the 3 fields which need to be maintained up. Okay. So this is how your third party will be running. So in case if they are, I'm going to be sharing all the FAQs, so you will be knowing it. So what all type of questions you can expect on this particular topic. So there's a second scenario under SDMM integration. So only one thing you need to keep in mind, there will be no concept of inventory management. We don't maintain any kind of stock levels. Okay, so as soon as customer place an order to the company, company is going to be placing an order to the vendor, and vendor will be supplying the products to the customer, and vendor will be charging the company, and company is going to be charging the customer over here, where company is making certain amount as a profit, where company is making certain amount as a profit over here. That's the concept of third party sales. The process will be starting with LC and process will be ending with LC. In between, MM is going to be coming into the picture. Okay. So for that reason, we need to do SD related configuration and MM related configuration for this particular topic. Okay. LC and MM related configurations need to be done. Okay. You're able to follow this one? Okay. Now, next concept under SDMM integration. Our next concept under LCMM integration is going to be individual purchase order. SD, yep, we try to call it as an individual purchase order. Or in short, we call it as IPO. So this is going to be very similar to your third-party sales itself. But in this IPO, what happens? There will be a concept of inventory management. There will be a concept of inventory management. We maintain the stock. We maintain the stock in the inventory for this. Now, how it is going to be working? Now here, once again, the transaction is going to be done between customer, company, and the vendor itself. Over here, the transaction is going to be done between customer, company, and the vendor. But this time the process is going to be a little bit different. Now, what is that first step? Here, first step, customer will place an order to the company. First step, remain the same. Customer will place an order to the company. And now what is the second step? Now, once customer place an order to the company, now company will place an order to the vendor. Company places order. So company places purchase order to the vendor. Now what vendor will be doing? Instead of vendor delivering the products to the customer, now vendor will be delivering the products to the company. So that is going to be the third step. Vendor will deliver the products to the company. Inbound delivery will be done. There's nothing but the concept of inbound delivery. We are going to be receiving the stock. And now what company will be doing? Now, once vendor has delivered the stock to the company, now vendor will be issuing a bill. So vendor will issue a bill to the company. And we try to call it as invoice verification. We try to verify the invoice issued by the vendor and post it to the finance department for releasing the payments. Now, where is the stock? Now, stock is at company's location. So, fifth step, company need to deliver the stock. Company will deliver the products to the customer. We try to call it as an outbound delivery. We try to call it as an outbound delivery over here. Now, once this outbound delivery has been done, come the next step, sixth step. Now, the sixth step is company will be charging the customer. Company will bill the customer. Company will bill the customer over here. So these are going to be the steps involved in it. The process is going to be starting with SD. Process is going to be ending with SD. In between, MM is going to be coming into picture. So it's the combination of SD forward cycle and MM forward cycle put together. We try to work out with this IPO process. So simple thing. So in this IPO, what happens? Customer will place an order to the company. The company is not having the stock for that particular product. So company will be placing a purchase order and to the vendor, and vendor will be delivering the products to the company, and company will be delivering the products to the customer. Now, whatever products vendor has delivered to the company, he will be issuing a bill to that, and based on that, company is going to be charging the customer over here. Based on that, company will be charging the customer over here. So this is what you mean by this IPO process. So here material remain the same. So whatever material you have used for working out with the third party sales, we can use that same material, but there are going to be some changes done. So here this item category group, instead of bands, need to be maintained as B, A, and C. It stands for IPO, individual purchase order. Rest of the fields remain the same. Rest of the fields remain the same over here. And we have a vendor already created. We can use that particular vendor itself. Okay, so I'm just trying to work with this. That's going to be the first step. So here you need to check whether item category has been activated as TAB, TAB, which stands for third party IPO, individual purchase order. And it's a combination of OR plus item category group PANC, usage blank, higher level item category blank. For this combination, we get TAB, which is going to be relevant for pricing, relevant for delivery, relevant for billing. And this time, this billing relevance will be maintained as A. It's a concept of delivery related billing, not order related billing, delivery related billing. And the schedule line category need to be maintained as CB. Okay, it stands for IPO. I have a different schedule line category for this, and there are going to be certain settings maintained for this. So when we try to open our schedule line category controls, we try to check it out. Now let me try to first do the changes in our material master, get into MM02. Okay, so in order, let me do that particular change. So this is my product order quantity. So here manually, I'm trying to change it to tab. Tab is not defined. Okay, so this is the one. So make sure in order item category need to be maintained as tab. And now if you get into conditions tab, try to maintain the price. So here I'm trying to maintain the price as 15,000 rupees. Now get into schedule lines. Now check out whether your scheduling category has been copied as CB or not for this. So check this one, click on purchase requisition, document type need to be checked out. GR and IR checkbox should be active. GR, IR checkbox should be active. So vendor details need to be there, purchase org details should be there. So check all these values. Come back, click on edit, incompletion log. Now let me maintain that one. So if you basically get into header data, text tab, there's a place where we maintain it. And try to save it. So order is going to be created. Now along with this order, what happens? We require a purchase requisition document also need to be generated. So check out. So if you basically get into change mode, get into details and the item data, Schedule lines tab, check out purchase requisition document number has been generated up or not. Now, once you check this one, now what? Now, company need to place an order to the vendor. So getting to ME21N, document overview on, selection variant, my purchase requisitions. So select the latest PR and click on adopt. So all the values from purchase requisition will be getting copied up. Now just try to start resolving all these error messages. This is going to be with reference to MM and FI, not with reference to SD. So we need to create GL account as a costing element. So first thing, copy this GL account number. Now get into FS00 transaction code. There's a place where FI team will be creating the GL accounts. So maintain the GL account number, company, code, information, and click on edit cost element. So click on this edit cost element. So maintain the date information. I'm just trying to maintain from yesterday's date. And try to maintain the CEL category as 11 revenues. Just try to maintain it as 11 revenues. So maintain it and try to save it as well. Done. Now try to create a purchase order and check it out. Now if you get into ME21N, document overview on, selection variants, my purchase requisition, select, copy. It should be from present date 13/12. I maintained the wrong one here. Date should be maintained as 13, but I maintain it as 12th. So tomorrow we can run this cycle. It's going to be done. We can't go ahead without maintaining this one. So tomorrow I try to close this MM last cycle and work with FICO integration, the remaining part. Is that fine? Okay, yeah. Small mistake I've done. Instead of maintaining it as 12, I need to maintain it as 13. So system is not getting updated. So tomorrow it will be done. Thank you, Imran.